Hello and welcome to the What Northern Ireland Means to Me podcast, presented by me, Julia Paul. This series has been produced by Shared Future News to mark the centenary of Northern Ireland and is funded by the Heritage Fund on behalf of the Northern Ireland Office. Shared Future News provides information and personal stories on the topics of peace building, reconciliation and diversity to a Northern Ireland audience and beyond. In this episode, we meet Nandi Jola, who's a poet, playwright and cultural ambassador, to hear what Northern Ireland means to her.
I'm originally from South Africa, so I came to Northern Ireland 20 years ago, and I came here to find work, and it was through a recruitment agency. I didn't know Northern Ireland, but I thought, what's the worst that can happen? So since I've arrived in Northern Ireland, now I am a mother. A lot of things have changed. I came here with the mindset of being a migrant, and that is to work any job I could get, send money home or go home at some point. But what I have discovered being a mother in a foreign country is that it was not as simple as I had envisaged it to be. From time and time, this conversation of where home is was very important because my daughter sees Northern Ireland as home, and I always refer to home as being in South Africa. And then my career progressed as well. First job, I was working as a receptionist, as an administrator, and then I stopped completely and I went into writing poetry, which is something that I've always done. And then from that, I ventured into screenwriting and playwriting. And so I found that I was no longer living the migrant dream, but I was just living my dream. So Northern Ireland to me is a lot of things. I can't describe it as one thing. First of all, it's a place where I have grown to become. So personally, it has changed me, but also it has changed how I look at the world in terms of conflict, how conflict is maybe sometimes resolved and sometimes not resolved. And also how I write. I write about things that are universal experiences, and sometimes I write about things that are my own experiences of maybe stereotypes or prejudice. So that's what Northern Ireland is to me. It's a transformation of self through writing, experiences, and also observation. So for me, 100 years later, I am now called a Northern Irish writer. But also, I was a mentor on the 21 Artists for the 21st Century program, which is a Northern Ireland office project. And on that, there was a lot of new voices from Northern Ireland who didn't identify with the troubles, didn't identify with the trauma, but they were identifying as themselves. My daughter was in it. She's Black, Northern Irish. So I think moving forward, Northern Ireland will be an intercultural society, the new tapestry that we've all created. We are layering history.
What Northern Ireland Means to Me is produced by Shared Future News. Our staff include Alan Leonard, Alan Maben and Julia Paul. Our theme song is Figure in the Fog by Jordan McMurray, with thanks to Music Paths. This and other episodes with transcripts are available at the Shared Future News website, sharedfuture.news. You can also follow us on Facebook at Shared Future News and Twitter at Shared Future. If you would like to suggest someone for a future episode of What Northern Ireland Means to Me, please email us at editor@sharedfuture.news. Thanks for listening.